Wishes haven't stopped as people hear about what happened last November. The burglary followed a spate of break-ins at Ray's ground floor flat, which he shares with his girlfriend. Ray used a £3 hammer to defend himself, and he was stabbed in the hand during the attack.
2 days went by and the police came to the house and arrested me. Took me down to Whitley Police Station and put me through a formal interview with sort of tape machine and everything, and charged me. Which was, I thought was out of order. This guy had attacked me with what I thought was a knife, as it happens was a razor sharp tin opener. Very worrying, but they didn't keep us in sort of suspense very long. Within sort of 2 days, they informed me that there was no charges going to be pressed.
In the case of Gateshead man Norman Waller, an attempt to stop youths tampering with a car left one dead. A judge accepted it was self-defence but jailed him for taking the law into his own hands. Ray Gilroy accepts that the circumstances are different, but he'd do the same again.
I work hard. Everything I've got is paid for. I get up I do the milk at 2:30 every morning. I don't see why I should let any tour rag sort of break into my house and take what I've got.
The English Tourist Board has highlighted Saltburn as one of the most perfect examples of a seaside resort in the country. A new report says thousands of people flock there because it's gone back to the glory days.
There are other places that are looking at perhaps their history and their roots to find out whether that is the way to go forward in development terms, whether that is the best approach to use when you're trying to revitalise what are in actual fact declining resorts throughout the country. But it's not appropriate for every single resort. In places like Redcar, which you can't identify cleanly and crisply like you can with Saltburn, that it has a Victorian past, but it has a more amorphous mass and image, and then you have to look for something completely different, I think.
And finally, it can't have escaped anyone's attention today that it was rather wet. Almost constant downpours throughout last night and today amounted to an average of 2 inches of rain across the region. Durham and Cleveland saw the worst of the weather. Durham's county's match against Derbyshire, due to be played at the university ground, was abandoned before a ball was bowled. Elsewhere, umbrellas and Wellington boots were the order of the day when we had more rain than would be expected for the whole of August. Thankfully, it's turned into a dry night, but it will become rather chilly later with temperatures down to 7 degrees Celsius. And looking at tomorrow's weather, it'll start dry and bright, but cloud will spread in during the afternoon. Top temperatures around 19 degrees Celsius, that's 66 Fahrenheit. That's it from us for tonight. We're back at 6:15 tomorrow morning. Good night.
The East Coast Main Line, your local arts and entertainment programme. That's next this Thursday evening, but first we take a commercial break.
Don't worry about a thing.
No matter what you worry about, Right Guard with double protection works hardest when you need it most. Right Guard. It works hardest when you need it most.
Fairy Ultra Liquid has changed. New Fairy Colour keeps colours bright. Just imagine it, because Fairy cares for colours.
If you worry about germs on kitchen surfaces, try new Flash Liquid Gel. It wipes out stains, helps wipe out germs, and helps you wipe out worry.
At the Barker & Stonehouse sale, offers on made-to-order furniture end this Saturday. The Barker & Stonehouse sale. Why not tear down?
I was running on the stage in Middlesbrough. I hadn't even got a microphone. There's a bloke down the front row. He goes, "Off, you little puff." Don't you laugh at that. And I hadn't even opened my mouth. I was shocked. And I saw who it was, and this guy was big. And I thought, well, why should he know if I'm gay or not? I thought, well, I'm not going to tell him. Why should I? Because I thought he's a big guy, big tattoos and everything. I thought, I'll have a bit of a play with it. So I know, I was that close. And I went up, I know. And I went up the front of the stage. I said, well, I wasn't gay until I heard your voice, big boy. I could hear his buttocks clench from here. And he was angry, and I mean angry. He's going, I'll have yours, but no promises, promises. I nearly got me head kicked in that night. I got back to London. My girlfriend said, how was Middlesbrough? I said, I'll be buggered if I'm going back there again. Anyway.
That was Richard Morton, who has dared to come back to Teesside and is appearing at the Stockton Riverside International Festival this weekend, which, funnily enough, is the subject of this week's special East Coast Mainline.
Yes, we're messing about on the river at Stockton on this week's programme. It's the biggest street festival in the country, but tonight it's come inside to our studios. We've got more comic delights from Richard Morton, plus Anvil Springsteen and the Big Fun Club. There's also music fresh from the garden from York's Shed 7.